right, what's up everyone? Today is January 6th, 2026. Today we're going to be walking around Midtown Manhattan, and we're going to be going inside the Empire State Building. Yeah, that's right. A lot of people don't know this, but you are able to go inside the lobby of the Empire State Building. It's open to the public. You do not need to have tickets to go to the top of the Empire State Building to go inside. So if you want to see one of the most spectacular Art Deco buildings, not only in New York City, but in my opinion, the world, well, you could do that. And I'm going to show you what it looks like on the inside. Now, also, one of my other favorite Art Deco buildings, which is a little bit further uptown on 42nd Street, near Grand Central Terminal, is the Chrysler Building. And in the Chrysler Building, you're allowed to go inside and take photographs, but you're just not allowed to take video. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. We're starting off today's walk on the corner of 35th Street and Broadway. We're looking at the main Macy's at Herald Square. And you'll notice that they just took down all of the winter market, or I would say the Macy's wintered market here at Herald Square. So it is now yet again an open space. We'll be walking past the Macy's windows. You'll notice they've taken those down as we transition away from the holiday season back to the normal grind, so to speak. At least we still have some of the Christmas lights that are up on the facade of Macy's, but you'll notice that the main, Santa Claus is taken down. Now, they've also taken down the Wall Street Christmas tree, or the New York Stock Exchange Christmas tree. And we only have a few more days left to see the main tree at Rockefeller Center. But I kind of like Herald Square, the way it looks right now without all the holiday market clutter. During the spring and in the summer, this is a really nice place to come. They have tables, chairs, people can hang out. It's really quite nice. I'm glad that the city of New York decided to close down Broadway right here on 34th Street to vehicles and make it an open space to the public. If you'll notice, all of the windows now are blacked out. So the 2025 Macy's windows have now come to a close. We do have to wait until next year to see those windows yet again. Before we head inside the Empire State Building, I do want to make just a quick loop around down 34th Street over to the brand new Penn 2 project. And of course, Herald Square is a major subway station where you can get the BDFM, NQR, and W trains. If you were to continue to walk even further down by New York City's Koreatown, you could even get the PATH train that will take you all the way out to New Jersey. On the following weeks, coming up on Walks and Wall Street, we will be venturing across the river, or I should say under the Hudson River, and checking out New Jersey. I haven't been to Jersey City in a long time, and I haven't been to Hoboken, New Jersey in a long time. Many people don't know this, but during the pandemic, lots of New Yorkers would take the PATH train on the weekends over to Hoboken, New Jersey. And the reason why they did that is because all of the laws were different over in New Jersey. Even though it was just maybe 15 minutes away on the PATH train, you were able to eat inside restaurants. So I remember taking the train moved to Hoboken just so I could eat inside and I didn't have to eat outside in the freezing cold like a dog. That was one of the most peculiar things about the pandemic. If you wanted to go out and eat in Manhattan, they would stick like a folding table and chairs outside, and you would order your meals and you would freeze. It'd be absolutely freezing. But if you just took the train, maybe 5 minutes across the water, you could, sit inside in the heat just like a civilized person. But definitely strange times. You can see the worker crews taking down all the Christmas decorations here. We are now headed towards 7th Avenue. If you think about the changes that they've made over by Penn Station, it's truly remarkable. It's modern now. It's very clean. And I think that's going to do a really good job at attracting a lot of corporates. Because what many people don't know is that some of the highest office vacancy was located in the Penn district, and the whole purpose of the Penn 2 project was meant to revitalize the Penn district in and around Penn Station. It's such a huge transit hub. If we let it kind of go into disrepair, it's going to be such a disservice to the city. But I'm seeing things move in the right direction for sure. We've now made it to the intersection of 7th Avenue and 34th, in which case we're going to cross southbound, and I'm going to show you guys the brand new entrance to Madison Square Garden. What we're looking at right now is the old entrance to the Long Island Railroad, which is right on the corner of 7th and 34th. I always love standing on this corner and looking up because you have these really striking views of the spire of the Empire State Building. Another thing that you might notice from this walking tour tonight is the city seems very empty as opposed to our walks during the holidays. January and February can seem quite tame in Manhattan from a tourist standpoint. New Year's Eve really is the last kind of shebang for tourist activity, and things kind of settle down and get back to normal. It's only after March when the spring tourist season lights up again, obviously going into the summer. So if you're looking to get a good deal on a trip to New York, perhaps you come during the off season. I used to go in this pizza shop a lot when I used to live out on Long Island. Rosie's Pizza. They're open late too, so whenever a major sporting event, something like that, gets out at Madison Square Garden, that place is pretty mobbed. This big vacant lot is where the Hotel Pennsylvania used to be. But just take a look at this. now looking at Penn 2. You could also see the brand new entrance to the Long Island Railroad. They've managed to elevate the ceiling heights. There's different places to eat, even bars and restaurants, and there's an underground passageway that will connect you right to the Moynihan train hall where you can get the Amtrak. If anybody's watching this and you do frequent and take the Amtrak, there's a really unbelievable lounge. I believe it's called the Metropolitan Lounge that is in the Moynihan train hall right now. I think it's only for business class customers, though, on the Amtrak. I was able to go inside once just to check it out, and it was pretty impressive. It's very convenient, particularly if you have to go on a business trip to Philadelphia. Also, a lot of politicians and executives, when they're doing their lobbying, they'll take the Amtrak train to Washington, D.C. It's very convenient. Now, Penn 2 was put on by Vornado. Vornado is a real estate investment trust, or a REIT, and they are publicly traded under the ticker symbol VNO. Here's the new entrance to Madison Square Garden. It looks unbelievable. You know, and you have a lot of international travelers that their first sight of Manhattan is Penn Station, because if you're coming in through Kennedy Airport or JFK, chances are you may take the air train from JFK to Jamaica Station, which is in Jamaica, Queens. And then from Jamaica, Queens, you have direct access to transfer to the Long Island Railroad, and it'll take you directly right here to Penn Station. So you have these iconic shots of the Empire State Building, which honestly is only visible because they took down this old Hotel Pennsylvania. So you got to enjoy these views while you got it. But that's another travel hack for all those international travelers, because Ubers are crazy expensive now. I mean, oftentimes an Uber from JFK to Midtown Manhattan during a peak hour, I mean, you're talking, you know, maybe $75. I even paid $100 once, maybe even a little over $100 to take an Uber from the airport back to Manhattan. A very cheap and affordable way to do that is just take the air train. Just look for the signs when you land, when you come out of, you know, if you're flying domestic or if you're flying international, when you come out of customs, just look for those signs for the air train. And you just get off at the last stop, which is Jamaica Station, and you get right on the Long Island Railroad. I think it's $9 now. And oftentimes it's one stop, or maybe two stops, but Jamaica Station to Penn Station, very convenient. And now, with the East Side Access Project, if your hotel, your office, or travel arrangements are on the east side of Manhattan, you could even go through Grand Central Terminal now from the Long Island Railroad, so it'll save you some money on the Uber. We are now entering the world's famous arena. This is Madison Square Garden, so if you want to see a Rangers game or a Knicks game, this is where you're going to go. You're going to walk right up here. They'll check your tickets. And if you're not in a rush, you can stop to take a look at some of the legends. Music legends, sports icons that are posted all over the front entrance of Madison Square Garden. And this is Billy Joel's piano. that he used to perform at MSG. Pretty cool, right? Now, I'll take you guys down here. If you walk down these stairs, you could enter the old Amtrak terminal at Penn Station. This is also the team entrances, so oftentimes when you see these big barricades here, all of the big buses will bus the teams into MSG. They use this ramp right here. All right, and now here we are, officially entering Penn Station, New York. Now, as I've said before, this is the old Amtrak ticketing terminal and the waiting area. There's a good deli I used to go to all the time in here. It's not bad. I would get, an Italian hero with boar's head deli meat. It's called Don Pepe. I'll quickly show you guys. This actually isn't a bad spot. I don't come here as often as I used to, mainly because I don't live on Long Island anymore. But this is a good spot here, Don Pepe's Deli. It's also open late. A lot of things close now early. So if you come right next to the Amtrak police, you can see Don Pepe's Deli. My routine, I used to go right in the Hudson newsstand, which is right here. That's where I get the paper, like the Investors Business Daily. And then come right here to Don Pepe's. There's also not a bad pizza spot either. Which I'll show you over here. I think those were some Georgetown lacrosse players, which is cool to see. I think Georgetown has a really good lacrosse team too. I think they're one of the best in the nation. I don't really follow it too much, but I think they are. And here's this Don Pepe pizza. This pizza's not bad, to be honest. I'd say this is one of the better pizza spots inside Penn Station. If you go down to the other level, which is the newly renovated one, there's some more, but I would say this one is the best one. You know what? Since we're down here, we might as well take you through, and then we'll head to the Empire State Building and head inside. When I was a kid, there used to be this bagel place. I'm not sure if anybody remembers it, but it was in the other side of Penn Station. It was called Hot and Crusty. Doesn't really sound like a good name, but man, that place was really good. They had great bagels in there. I used to go there as a kid. You could either take this escalator up. This will be 33rd Street and 8th Avenue, and you could cross the street to go to the Moynihan train hall, or you could walk down the stairs here, and you could use the underground passageway to get there. Now this is the brand new renovated area. So if you want to get to Moynihan, just walk towards 8th Avenue where you have the A, C, and E trains. If you see the 1, 2, and 3 trains, you know you're in the wrong spot. But look at how fantastic this is. Tremendous ceiling heights. So many different options to eat. They did a really good job in this Penn station. It's just better airflow, I think, is the biggest thing for me. Before, it just felt so claustrophobic down here. They have a really nice Chick-fil-A.
And you say, yep, that's it, I like that.
Pollo Campero. That looks relatively new. Rose Pizza, a Starbucks, but I think the most popular joint in the place is Raising Cane's. I think there's only 2 locations for Raising Cane's in New York City, I think. One of which is right here in New York's Penn Station, and the other one is right in the heart of Times Square. I've said this before, I don't really eat fast food ever, but if I am, Raising Cane's is number 1, well far and above everybody else. It's just really good. It's like objectively very good. There's still some open retail storefronts here. I'll show you the inside of Raising Cane's for a moment. They even have a Raising Cane's now in South Florida, right in Miami. I'm trying to think, Lincoln Road, I believe it is. Lincoln Road. Okay, now let's head out. This is the brand new exit and entrance. I love going up these escalators because you have this picture-perfect view of the Empire State Building. All right, here we are, 7th Avenue and 33rd Street. So you can kind of get a perspective of the big loop that we made. It's pretty cool, right? It's like a big grand entrance. This is now Plaza 33. And we're going to head back to 34th Street and make a right, where we're going to head all the way to 5th Avenue. And we'll explore the lobby of the Empire State Building. I think it might start to rain in a moment, everyone. I'm feeling a little mist. which makes sense because it's supposed to warm up. It's been absolutely brutally cold lately. But it's supposed to get up to like 40 degrees. I've always said that since this 34th Street corridor is so trafficked, they should make all the retail along 34th Street between 7th and Broadway, sort of like a Hudson Yards style. Because a lot of the retail looks very dated along 34th Street, just because it's, it's old. It'd be great if like an investor bought out this entire strip in bulk and made sort of like a shops on 34th Street, similar to they have that, shops at Columbus Circle, shops at Hudson Yards, something modern. Okay, and now we're back on the intersection of Broadway and 34th, in which case we'll cross over to 6th and then go to 5th. Oh, it looks like they're taking down the Ferris wheel. Not the Ferris wheel, the merry-go-round, or whatever you call it. This is now looking southbound, everyone. This is looking right into Koreatown. They have a big Mishway here. I wonder if the line is still long down there. And then, of course, this is looking back towards Macy's. And this is looking uptown. You can see the Radio City Music Hall sign, too. there's a main Starbucks roastery reserve, a reserve roastery inside the Empire State Building. It's tremendous. And if you go to the second floor, there's a bar, so you can get alcohol-infused coffee drinks in there. And of course, we're just north of Koreatown. Now, a little bit further up by my office, I was going to recommend, it's just south of 590 Madison Avenue. So you're talking like Madison Avenue and 56th Street, right? Kind of right where everything is closed off for the Trump Tower. There's going to be a very good Michelin star Korean barbecue restaurant that opens. It's called Cote. C-O-T-E. Apparently, it's phenomenal. Now, I haven't been, but I have a lot of friends who rave about it. It's very expensive. However, I think they'll do very well there. So, again, if you're traveling to New York City, it's not open yet, but I think it'll open soon. Check out this K barbecue restaurant called Cote, C-O-T-E. Now, again, I'll warn you, it's quite expensive, but it is a Michelin star. So this is where you would go for the main entrance for the top of the Empire State Building. This is where you would buy the tickets to the observatory, but if you go in, you just go in one more door. As I've always said, I actually recommend the top of the Rock. I much recommend the top of Rockefeller Center as opposed to the Empire State Building, because you want to be able to see that iconic shot of the Empire. But obviously, if you're standing on top of the Empire State Building, you're not going to be able to get that iconic silhouette of the Empire in New York City's skyline. Also, with Rockefeller Center, you're closer to Central Park. All right, we are now on the corner of 34th Street and 5th. And you're looking at this beautiful building right here, which is the CUNY Graduate Center. CUNY stands for City University of New York, which is the public education system in New York City. New York also has SUNY, S-U-N-Y, which stands for State University of New York. Now from here you can see a little bit of the spire of One Vanderbilt, but since it's so cloudy, it's very difficult to make out. And just to our right is the main entrance to the Starbucks Reserve Roastery. As we're looking down into Koreatown, we're about to pass 33rd Street, and then you'll pass 32nd Street, which is really the main area. Okay. We are now inside the Empire State Building. Look at how gorgeous it is. Isn't it beautiful? Everybody should come here and check it out. How cool is that? Again, I don't know about you guys, but I just really love Art Deco. Another building that you should go in that was just recently renovated is on Park Avenue, and that is the brand new Waldorf Astoria Hotel and Residences. They've done a really good job on the renovation there. I would highly recommend you go in. You could walk all the way to the back and check out the restaurant there. Empire State, so iconic. And in the background is the map. Like you can see Long Island, New York, Connecticut, Pennsylvania. There's so much detail in the lobby here. And then this is the exit and entrance. This is where we came in and out. But you could also kind of take an additional exit and go through the Reserve Row Street. It's really nice. I'll take you guys through the Starbucks Reserve. So it's a very easy entrance for anybody who works at the Empire State Building. This is the mobile order and pickup counter. Again, there's many levels here, so they put a lot more seating down here. I think with the new CEO, they wanted to make it more of a warm and inviting place. And then you could either go downstairs or upstairs. So the second floor is the coffee and cocktail lounge. The first floor where we are is the to-go shop. And then you have the tasting room and experiences in the back. Now, the new CEO of Starbucks is Brian Niccol, who used to be the CEO of Chipotle. And one of his main things is to kind of turn around the entire vibe of Starbucks to Howard Schultz's original vision. If you've ever read any of Howard Schultz's books, I would highly recommend doing so. His original vision for Starbucks was to create and build the third place. He says people have their homes to go to, they have their offices to go to, but his vision with Starbucks was to create that third place where people can come and have, first dates, business meetings, and things like that. And over the last few years, Starbucks has kind of lost their way with that. They've been really heavy on mobile order and payment, just kind of get the customers, churn and burn them and spin them out. But now they're kind of going back to the founding principles when Howard Schultz was running the show. All right, we'll now take a quick walk through New York City's Koreatown. But the main entrance that we went through is 350 Fifth Avenue. So if you want to come here for yourself, just punch in 350 Fifth Avenue into your GPS, and it'll take you in between 33rd and 34th Street on 5th. Koreatown is always busy. I will recommend an interesting restaurant for all of you that want to try, let's just say, a unique Korean dish. It's called Gopjang Story. And it's located right over here. I don't know the exact address, so I'll have to just show you the main entrance. But it's just south of 32nd Street. It's in between 31st and 32nd Street on 5th Avenue. It's adjacent to the Love Korean Barbecue, but it's very good. And if you bring cash in there, you get a 10% discount. I'm also going to show you this building that totally ruined one of the best views of the Empire State Building. If you're standing right outside of the Flatiron Building and looking up, if you're outside of Madison Square Park, 262 Fifth Avenue is this new ultra-luxury condo building that's going up that only has, I think, about 22 units in the entire building. And it just totally nukes the view of the Empire State Building. Let me see, I think did I pass it? Oh, here it is. See, it's easy to miss, but here is the restaurant right here. Highly recommend this. Gopchang Story, Gopjang Story. You'd miss it because it's on the second floor. The dining room is right here. You can get a table overlooking 5th Avenue. So 312 5th Avenue is the location, and it's above another Korean restaurant. But that's a really, really good spot. And you have these incredible views of the Empire State Building. Okay, now we'll take a main walk through K-Town. This is 32nd Street. Also, Agassi Gopjang is very good. It's one of the best K-barbecue spots in the city, in my view. Wow, look at this pink color BMW. There's this other place over here. It's a malatang place. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're like, well, malatang is a Chinese dish. Now, you're right, but this spot called Sorimara is a Korean franchise. And again, you have to go to the second floor. Now, it's a little bit pricey, and it's okay, Sorimara, but if you want to get the best malatang in New York City, you have to go all the way out to Flushing, Queens, Flushing Main Street, and it's like $10 for malatang as opposed to $30 for it here. Now these bakeries right here, you see Power Spaghetti. I'm sure all of you have seen these locations. You have Power Spaghetti and then you have Tout du Jour. Now it might seem French, but it's actually Korean. This is Korean owned. So both Power Spaghetti and Tout du Jour are actually Korean companies, if you will. Another good spot that you have to try is right inside this Food Gallery 32. Now you're going to go in and then you're going to take the stairs all the way to the top and you're going to come across this restaurant called Pelicana Chicken. It's very, very good Korean fried chicken. Try it out. Maybe I'll take you through there. But man, Koreatown is just always a fun time. Always a fun time. Oh, there's also this new tteokbokki place, which is like Korean rice cake. I'll take you to the second floor. But there's so many different places to eat. You'll see these Squid Game characters drawn on the wall here. This is the Pelicana chicken. Very good. It's nice to eat once in a while. Obviously, you can't eat it every day, but when I was in Korea, I would always get these cheese balls. They were really, really good. This is another Korean thing you should try. And then back here you have the coin karaoke. Since 1982. We'll now head back downstairs and out. And now we're back on 32nd Street. Headed back to Broadway. I mean, there's 1,000 places here. I've been to a lot of them, but in Korea, they call fried chicken and beer chimak. And it's very, very popular there. And this is the Asian supermarket, H Mart, which is fantastic. However, this one is very expensive. There's much more affordable H Marts further upstate New York. But you kind of get the vibe of being in Korea here. If you ever walk through really any city in Korea, from Osan to obviously Seoul, Yongin, Suwon, the Koreans are very, very big on like in-your-face advertising, particularly on the side of the buildings. So everything is very, very colorful. So it could be a smaller city like Osan, where you have the U.S. Air Base. It's one of the largest U.S. air bases in Asia, is the Osan Air Base. And it'll look like a huge city because the facades of all the buildings are plastered with so much advertising for the different stores. In any event, now we're coming up to the Mishway. This is actually a Chinese chain where they sell like ice creams and things, and the line is still unbelievably long. Look at that. That's crazy. They definitely do really well. Mishway sells like bubble teas, $1 ice creams, $3.99 drinks and lemonades. But if you guys enjoyed the walking tour tonight, feel free to subscribe to the video or subscribe to the channel. Leave a like on the video, and as always, we will see you in the next one, and thank you so much for watching. Take care.